Hello, my name is Dan and we're here in Ashton-under-Lyne at Unitruck to meet the team and get some hands-on experience on how they produce high quality parts. Let's go sign in. We're here now with Carl Schalk, Managing Director of Unitruck, and he's going to show us how they distribute mirrors across the country and all over the world. They deliver high quality lights, mirrors and other components, all available at TRP Parts. Over to you, Carl.
Okay, Dan, welcome to Unitruck. First of all, we're starting here in our engineering facility, which is one of three of the units that we have. We've kind of developed Unitruck over the last 30 years. We started in Unit 1, we then moved into Unit 2 and then moved into Unit 3. So we've got now 3 units which are very distinct. One is a bulk, one is our engineering facility which we're in now, and then the third one, which we'll see later, is our pick, pack and dispatch with some limited assembly that we're doing on there.
Nice one.
So I don't know if you want to, let's have a walk through. We've actually just invested somewhere in the region of £250,000 in our engineering facility over the last 18 months. As we've grown and grown, specifically in the bus arm. However, we do arms for all truck mirrors and LCV, as well as the bus, but primarily this has been for bespoke products that we're doing for our customers, and we'll show you some of the unusual bits that we're working on at the moment. Warren, who's our chief engineer, is actually carrying out some tube bending now. So the actual end product will look something like this. Oh, yeah. So the tube will be bent, which is this section. We then will have another bended section. These get welded together and then they're put onto a bracket. This is purely just for testing. Now currently the press brake machine is being used for brackets for cameras that go onto trucks. So a lot of the sensors, I know London is just about to bring in a new regulation for sensors, pedestrian sensors on vehicles, and we're actually producing a lot of the brackets for one of our customers who distribute those cameras. Now, one of our other customers recently has had an issue with pneumatic power tools, and they asked us to come up with a solution to try and reduce the vibration on the machine. And we've developed this frame with 3D printed sections. Now, there are not actually many businesses within the UK that can produce some of the bends on of these, and it would take you through to the next unit.
Yeah.
This particular machine is what they call a dual action. You can see on here, this has been producing this. You can see on here, it's a CNC machine, so it's all programmed in.
So how does the machine know exactly when to make the bend or the fold?
It's all programmed through the PLC here. Everything's servo driven. As I was saying before, the repeatability is second to none on it. So once the program is in there, all the tooling is basically set exactly the same every time. So when we put a new program on, you'll find your first off samples, you're pretty good, very minor adjustments. Yeah. But as far as it goes for repeatability, we don't really have any issues. Like I say, the machine's completely PLC controlled. Once it's in there, everything's backed up to the main system, and it's just a case of loading the program in, and away you go.
Wow. So how are these parts actually manufactured and designed in the first place before it comes to this machine?
Well, initially it's all mainly customer driven, and they'll come to us with an idea or a sample of something. We either design from the ground up or we reverse engineer. That all starts on our CAD system.
So how did you transfer this from this system straight down there?
So basically on this system we can do a data transfer from here from each individual component.
Yeah.
I have to export that into another file,
Right.
and then we can just transfer the data straight onto that machine there.
Oh, right, okay.
The machine picks it up. It's in a step file. That machine picks it up, analyses it, and works it spends out from
And it
there.
just works it out from there. Wow. Just wanted to say thank you, Warren, for your time.
You're welcome.
And we now have to go back down and see Carl to finish the tour.
So these guys at the moment are doing, these are bus arms, 28mm bus arms. You can see all the water cascading down there. That's basically taken any of the residue powder. So it's environmentally, it's absolutely clean.
Yeah.
So this is a big oven here. So this dries the powder coating on, and it'll come out into, well, these are some of the smaller finished goods. So you'll see there's a nice powder coated shine on there.
So everything's all sectioned off, closed off, so
Yeah.
one department's for
Yeah,
powder
there's kind of a
coating.
process flow through, so we made sure it was kind of, the bending went on there, down to powder coating, through that, the ovens, into welding, and finally into here for the final assembled product. To give you an understanding of what we do for TRP and for DAF, we're moving annually about 10,000 parts annually, and that's over a range of 200 different SKUs. Because we're a crash damage product as opposed to a service product, things have to go out pretty quickly. And you were asking about the turnaround time before, and that's why we try and get things out same or next day, or at least within 3 days. A lot of the glass, this is a Mercedes, for a Mercedes mirror, but you can see that the glass. Now when that comes into us, we have to do all the radius checking on that. There's also reflectivity tests that need to be done on it to make sure that when you're looking at it, that you're not getting any distortion. That glass there, although we will bring some glass in from our factories, we actually have the facility to cut our own glass.
Right.
So these are the machines that would be used for actually cutting the glass. We'll use these, that's the glass with the specific radius. That would then fit onto the bed. It would be put into an actual housing, so these are actually glued into the housing. We'll also fit the actuators, so the actuators that actually move the mirror are fitted in here, fitted here as well. So all that assembly is done here. Although we will have our own labels on everything, a lot of our customers ask for their own logos and TRP, so you'll put your TRP label on it, or whoever it might be. So we've got the facility to make sure that everybody's got their own bespoke label and their own barcode.
So we're now back with Carl, and he's going to give us a deeper insight into the relationship between Unitruck and TRP. So Carl, can you tell us what it means to be included in the TRP range?
Yeah, well, I think absolutely, because of we've had a relationship of over 15 years with TRP, so we're not new to this partnership. And I think it's important to know that the 140 location outlets that TRP have got means that we can get our brand out into the domain. And obviously the new web portal that's come online with the parts identifier, we're part of that process as well. So workshops are getting good access to our 3,000 SKUs that we currently hold.
Nice. What benefits do you think being part of the TRP range brings to the end users for your products?
I think absolutely the fact that we've got 30 years plus experience in mirror supplying for the heavy truck industry, the technical knowledge that we have should give the customer assurance that they're getting a quality product.
So you mentioned about the UK products. Can you explain to us a bit more about this one here?
Well, this particular product is what they call a West Coast mirror. It's very popular in the US. We've got a presence in the US. We have a depot out there in Vegas. We also have one in Madrid, in Spain, servicing our European customers. This particular one, as I say, is the West Coast. This is also popular out in Australia. And in fact, we actually supply this over in Australia, and DAF is one of our customers over there. As far as America, our presence there started in about 2018-19, and although it's only it's a small part of our business at the moment, but it's growing and growing. We're putting a lot more emphasis into America at the moment, but we never forget our roots, which is the UK.
Right. Well, thank you for that, Carl.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
I have to say, it's a very extraordinary business you've got going on here.
It's unique.
And I hope things go better on in the future.
Absolutely.
So we've seen today how enthusiastic Unitruck are with their range of products and their working relationship with TRP. So a huge thank you to everyone at Unitruck for showing us around their range of products. And if you want to see more about their products, you can head to the TRP store or the TRP online store.